Yeah, we're alive. Hello, everybody.
Let's not go too far.
Well, we're alive for now. It's fine. For now, everyone's fine. We are down a person for the moment, and they will be joining us here shortly as soon as they are able. But in the meantime, you know, we will do our best to entertain you all with our whimsiness and whatever. Shenanigans. Yes, indeed.
Nanny shins.
Thank you, Hecko Gecko Doodle, again for your lovely art that you gave us for yesterday's Star Cross. Pristine! Loved it. Also, Dreamy and Aiden, thank you guys as well for lovely things that you did for our crew. Had a good time last night. Looking forward to seeing what happens next. Want to say that announcement-wise, isn't it past your bedtime? You know what? You're not the boss of me. You can't get me over here. So actually, that's not true. You have sent things to my door. So on second thought, never mind.
Theme song was that?
I ain't gonna say nothing anymore. Next thing you know, excuse me. You get a hitman at the door. It's time for you to go to sleep.
Just force feeds you.
Yeah. It's all melatonin.
It's all that belladonna.
Yes. It's yeah, nice callback. Let's see if I can do this top. Oh no, I can't. Check us out. Okay, because I didn't finish my sentences, and I really need to learn to do that. This Saturday at 7:30 p.m. over on the Top Down Tabletop channel, tune in for a special Star Wars one-shot in which I will be playing a character and not DMing for once in my life. Well, twice in my second time in my life. Yeah. Looking forward to whatever shenanigans that is going to be. We'll be hanging out with Vix and Shanks and Sherry and oh no, I forgot my other person's name. But the other person, they're very, very lovely. It's gonna be great. And then we'll have come back again. Yeah, I know. Next week Monday, another Starcross as they journey into Ravnica. And then hopefully, as long as everything goes well here, we'll have next Tuesday's episode, and then next Wednesday.
Don't go saying shit like that. The hell's wrong with you?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was about to say it's when Aiden meets Simia.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Well, who knows? Next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the following. Come and hang out with us or with me over at Grouch Couch as I am playing a character in one of their mini series. I got to actually play 2 different characters in 1 month after 84 years or something. It's a lot, but it should be fun to expand our friendships through the multi-planes of Twitch and other D&D groups. It should be interesting.
But think about it. We're kind of making friends by just catfishing each other with different people.
It's 3 days in a row. My brain's gonna come out of my ears. Oh my god, it's gonna be fine.
That already happened.
Yeah, that happened a long time ago. But speaking of brain coming out of our ears, let's go ahead and go to tonight's episode of Game of Santos, because it took me 0.5 seconds to remember where I was and who I was. We'll go ahead and start with a lovely intro and jump right in after
I can be a dragon. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Great stone dragon.
Here we go.
Causing chaos for Aaron is fun.
Oh yeah, so much fun.
couldn't agree more.
Kill you. Okay, so take it away, Renan.
Dearest me, the last couple of days in this silly little city have been rather odd. We went into a tunnel system. We almost got eaten by moles with tentacles. It was very strange. All of that being said, we also found some exploding crystals. That was strange as well. You know, I will give credit to this silly little world, though, because they happen to have fairies. No, not the winged fairies. Boat fairies. Underground. In also weird tunnels. All in all, we managed to find our way to somewhere to rest. Wonderful time that was. Had a conversation with Audrey. After the conversation, though, things got a little hairy. Iskra pissed off 2 shadow people inside a closet. Told her not to mess with the closeted people, you know. And then, after that, we managed to find our way to a large room with 6 pillars that, I'm afraid, are just no more. After destroying those pillars and hopefully any of the greedy little bastards that were coming in behind us, I managed to fly up as well, along with our friends. Teleportation seemed like the lazy way to do it, but Adrian did it quite well. Once we made it to the top, we skated our way across a great plateau. Or at least it would have been if it had any fucking grass. Once we got past that, we returned to Amrutla. We found ourselves in a very large salt spire or some crap like that, I don't really know. But they don't have very good wine. And so, here we are, talking to a man that we weren't prepared to see so soon. Doc Murdoch, take it away.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That voice was killing me.
That was a great voice. I'll give you the Dumbledore clap.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Oh my god. Okay.
Enunciation.
I'm going to bed before one of you comes up with another clever idea to get us killed or worse, expelled.
She needs to get her priorities straight.
Oh my god. All right. So
Don't bring him into this. He doesn't want to deal with our bullshit either.
interestingly enough, as we get started with this, just thought I'd throw that up there just in case.
Sonder, is that a floating Patrick in the background?
Oh, no.
A floating Patrick?
That star.
Oh no.
This.
Yes, I just saw it moving and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's
All
a
right.
balloon.
No, this is Patrick.
All right. There's a room filled with dust. There's sounds of people talking somewhere beyond sight, movement, as the view is of a particular angle of like a wall and a curved ceiling.
Someone, quick, check the door. They came this way. Bring us more. Bring us more. Oh, there needs a light. Come quickly.
There's a moment where the eyes try and move to shift, to look somewhere else. But the voice in the mind, why can't I move? I can't move still. Help! Someone help! Why can't nobody hear me? From one side to the other, soldiers, Thayan soldiers, run past. But still, despite Senrid's trying to look, trying to focus his mind, his senses. Nothing reacts. His body doesn't move. And then there's something strange. One of the soldiers comes up to him. Rough fingers shoved against his throat as a pulse is checked. Nah, he's dead. A quick check. It was too fast. My heart's beating. It's still beating. I can feel it. There's inner panic. And then, in that moment, another voice speaks to him.
Things are looking bleak for you, aren't they?
I don't understand. Why can't they see me? Why I'm not dead. I'm very much alive. Please, someone tell them I'm alive. I'm alive! But nothing leaves his mind. He remembers a moment when that voice spoke. That first time he looked up at the elven mage that had grabbed his head. And he felt that first strange connection. As if something had crawled upon his face and burrowed itself under his eye. Sandpapery and worm-like, it burrowed deeper into his brain. And then it was gone. And he found himself saying things that he had tried to keep within him. But now, everything came in flashes. And he felt that he was not alone. Why was he not alone? He sees that one woman, the Cult of the Dragon lady, the monk. She walks in. She goes over to his body and looks down. Shakes her head. Walks away, kneels down to something out of sight. And within moments, her arm grasping another, pulls up another individual from the ground. Their conversation seems distant, muffled.
Are you alright? Yes, I'll be fine. You get them? Yeah, they're good. It's alright. We're fine.
Once again, the voice creeps into his mind.
You know, I didn't mean for this to happen, not exactly. Sometimes I forget my own strength. A blade that forgets its sharpness.
Who are you? What is happening? Why can't I move? Why am I like this? They don't know I'm alive. I'm alive! The voice stills. Nothing. And then one of the mages comes over. A haughty-looking snob of a man. Take him over to the Hammer's secondary chambers. Inside his mind, he wants to scream. He knows what's over there. No. Not. I don't want to go there. This cannot be happening to me. He screams again and again and again. I'm alive! The top of his lungs, but nothing. A large hobgoblin man lifts up his body and he just feels himself carried along. The halls are dusty and cramped, but there are soldiers crawling everywhere. They reach the larger chambers. It's a wreckage. Parts of the ceiling have collapsed. 2 of the pillars lay strewn about in pieces, and wood tables and debris are everywhere as some of the mages tend to it and move bits and pieces. His view shifts, and it stops as the hobgoblin throws his body to the ground. He can see from this angle that there are mages and soldiers heaving a broken bridge back up and across. That heartbeat intensifies. He knows what is on that other side. This isn't happening. 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 He tells himself over and over and over. The hobgoblin picks him up again, flings him over his shoulder as he takes him across the now fixed bridge and into the second and deeper section of the hammer. Moving through a labyrinth of hallways, he is placed into a smaller room. Here, the mage waits. Put him on the table there. You can go. The hobgoblin leaves. The mage walks over, a rather wicked-looking dagger in his hand. He places a hand over the man's forehead. Starts enchanting a spell. Tell me what you saw. Who were those people? The magic links, trying to find a way to speak with this dead man, but I'm alive! I'm alive! He screams again. As he does so, the mage cocks his head to the side. Seems like you're not all the way dead. I'm sorry. You know the rules. The guard starts to scream louder and louder. Please, please help me! Whoever you were, the one in my head, please, please. Don't let this happen like this. Don't let this happen like this, please.
I'm afraid you're too damaged. There's no saving us from this. I can make it more pleasant, though.
What do you mean? More pleasant? But to die! How could this be more pleasant?
Just listen to the sound of my voice. Think of something from your past. Something that was special to you. Something that made you feel safe or happy.
Okay. The blade dips down out of his line of sight, and just as it starts to carve across his neck, the guard's mind goes to another place. An earlier memory. Learning to ride a horse. Yes. As many, many years ago, and a memory he had not thought of since then. So much better. So much more peaceful. As he rides this horse, completely unaware of the surroundings, a figure leans up against a fence post, watching this memory. Carapaced skin. No mouth. But somehow there's a sense of a smile. And the world shifts to darkness. There in that room, as the mage cuts into the guard, the blood spilling out as that last gasp for breath bubbles the blood around the wound on his throat. Oh, unfortunate. He looks down. Now, let's try this again, shall we? Who was in here? The strands of magic latch onto the dead body. Breath comes back, unnatural. And the mage cocks his head to the side. Elsewhere, sometime later, as we switch scenes here and allow for Graham to join us now that he is here. Just give us one moment.
Cracker.
All right, let's see if I can remember where everybody goes. Whoop. Oh, nope. Almost had it. Just gotta switch you two. There we go. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
See, if I had been told it was going to be a Halloween episode, it wouldn't have changed anything, but it would have been more upset.
It's all right. I saw you pop in right as we were getting started. I was like, I either let him in now, or you can just enjoy and sit back and watch this unfold.
Good and moody.
Yeah, lots of fun.
For that soldier.
Well, he's in a happy place now. He went to pasture. Okay, so...
Did you say you put him on a farm?
Yeah. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Where he can
That's
run
where all
and
the
play.
old cats and dogs go to, too.
All right, let's do this one. It's not that song. Let's do this one. We arrive here at the Salty Prince and find a table of adventures that is being spoken to at the moment by a rather mysterious looking figure. He's, for those of you who have not seen Doc Murdoch before, he is a human man, rather pale, has blondish, almost look somewhere between blonde and white on his beard as it kind of curls around in like a little bit of a not quite handlebar mustache that sits over his beard, but just a little. Looks like it's just starting to fill in. He's got two small round spectacles that kind of sit at the middle to the end of his nose as he looks over them. And a large, oh God, I want to say it's called a bolero hat, but I don't think that's what it's called. But it's a large hat that has like a really round, wide brim.
Tombstone.
Yes, very much Doc Holliday, if you will. Well, it does seem like you run in higher circles than anticipated. I can't say that I am too surprised, I suppose. Seems rather fortuitous that two such fine individuals such as yourselves would have found your way into the depths of my lair, and then also proved to be someone of relative notoriety. Now, it just so happened that I was in the neighborhood, but when I received the message that guests of the princess had arrived, well, color me curious, I couldn't help but come see who were these illustrious people, and lo and behold, here you are. Aside from the fact that you have somehow mysteriously found your way topside, I suppose you could say. Last my people were aware, you were very much in the depths below the city. Please do care to elaborate how you have arrived now into this fine establishment?
Well, would you like to discuss this out in the open where we have to be obtuse? Or would you rather go somewhere else where we can be looking at all the crystal walls just crystal clear?
Aha.
I see your wit is as sharp as ever. Well, if you do so wish to find yourself a new place to discuss these things, I can find arrangements here. Or if you tend to care to make your way back to our established locale, then perhaps we may speak there. The choice is yours.
Yeah. I think I can speak for everyone when I say we would love to explore this little area while we're here and not inconvenience anyone else any further than we already have.
All right. Well, in that case, perhaps we shall meet back at the old residence when you're done here. No further.
I got a character. The intent was
to meet here
somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you didn't want to put anybody else out here and thus go somewhere else. Okay. In that case.
Rewind.
Well, in that case, I will talk to the fine lady of this establishment and get us something a little more quiet. I'll make sure that our lovely friend escorts you there. Tips his hat, turns around, and walks back the way he came. In which case, you guys are alone for the moment before Floria returns, the halfling girl. What are you guys doing?
So we've already had appetizers, dinner, drinks. Is it time for dessert?
Well, it's probably more along the lines of breakfast and lunch, but if you wish to have dessert, then yes.
Mimosas. No.
I just didn't know if you guys wanted to, because this was the only person that knew who this was Iskra and Ardren.
I know. I just want to look at those two. Obviously, he was talking to them. Who the fuck was that?
Well, it's the rather well-mannered gentleman that set us up with our digs back at the other bar.
E.g. wins, boss.
What were we digging?
No matter what world I am on, it always seems to have the same kinds of people.
Well,
we can explain better when we're in less an open space. I think they value discretion more than anything else.
What was his name?
So do we.
How about we wait for proper introductions when we're not amongst the open?
Populous?
Yeah,
It's
one of them
like-
words. The player's still struggling to unfrazzle.
Don't worry. Decompress. You are good. Whoa. You are good.
I just ordered the souffle, so can we wait till it comes and then we can go?
You
I
know,
think
you
we
could
are-
always tell Floria to have it delivered wherever we're going.
I don't want to put her out. We've already.
We're also a little beholden to whenever someone comes fetches us.
So
You have to
And-
slay it yourself.
No, they do it for you. Have you ever tried one, Soul? You'll love it. I suggest ordering one. Try the chocolate.
This is exactly the look that Renan is looking at Soul with.
Chocolate meat?
No, it's a pastry. It's really sweet. You'll like it.
Okay.
So within moments, Floria comes over. Okay, so apparently you are going to be moving tables to another room?
Only if it's not too much trouble.
No. I mean, you know, a friend of, a friend, she kind of swallows. A friend of Charisma's is obviously going to be taken care of, and a friend of the princess is undoubtedly a friend of Charisma's. So, if you'll just come with me, then you just grab your things and whatever you, or I can like take it for you. It's completely okay. I don't mind. It's
Become.
No.
I promise. You are in no company that you need to worry on principle.
Oh no. I mean, most of you seem quite all right, so I'm okay. Is there anything that can help Carrie? Just come with me. And she like starts to grab like the pitcher of wine and a couple of other things and leads you back around the corner where Doc Murdoch had disappeared or from. Goes around back there.
Okay. Pick up my pack and follow along.
All right.
We're perfectly capable of carrying our own things.
All right, so grabbing some of your goodies, you go around the corner and you can see that there is indeed like more of a private dining section, and it is here that you find there is what looks like another separate hallway, and one of the doors here is open, and you can see it is like a private dining room. And she leads you to it, and you already see that Doc Murdoch is seated at at the far head of the table, and at his side is Wind. Don't ask me why I sighed, just because, okay? It's fine. No PTSD.
Yeah, warm up here.
Also, before could I also get an order of pre-flayed chocolate, please?
Pre-flayed chocolate? You mean the souffle? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, yes.
Sure. Yeah, of course. I'll bring you right over as soon as we get something loaded on a plate for you.
You'll love it,
please,
Soul.
Please get make yourself comfortable. She goes over to Iskra's chair and pulls it out for you to allow you to sit, and then starts putting some more things like up on the table.
I said,
Doc, if you need anything, just you know how to reach me. I will be right back with the rest of your things. And she kind of
Thank you.
Scurries out of the room.
Is it like a long like?
It's kind of an oval. It's like an oval-ish table.
Okay.
So everyone's kind of able to like. It's not like a directly side to side kind of thing. There is a little bit of a curve to it, so that even people who are seated next to each other can comfortably like see everyone.
where was I placed in relation to everyone at the table?
Wherever you would like. Let me.
Oh yeah, no, I thought she was placed somewhere specific too.
No. It was just wherever. Wherever. Yeah. No, just wherever.
Okay.
Wherever you want.
I want to sit where I'm facing the entryway.
Well. Okay.
You're going to be sitting on Doc Murdoch's lap, but
Yeah.
Fine by me. Don't mind if I do.
so that's what.
Is the seat taken?
Is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Seat's taken.
Let me activate map cam. Activate
Yeah.
map cam. That way.
Dining cam.
Tiny cam. Yeah.
Dun, dun.
For real. Oh no. Need this direction.
So it Are we just doing a mukbang now? Is that what the channel has become?
Yep.
Become.
Don't we need food for that?
Well, okay. The camera's not always directly on you. That's why.
Yeah.
Roll deliciative.
Deliciative. Wow.
Well, I mean, initiative would really make sense.
Wow,
if
that's
we're doing a
amazing.
buffet.
You know, that would be interesting. Like, what if you have a bunch of dishes, but you roll the dice to find out what you have to eat?
That would be fun.
That'd be cool. I'd
Try
eat
the
that.
gray stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes.
Give it a little bit of light there.
It's like to make
And activate the
And we come
camera.
full circle, soul.
Okay, so Iskra, so you can see the little chair like spots. Or would you like this is Doc and Wind are up here. Let me just grab rando things. Doc, Wind. Okay. Or would you like to go?
Well, I want to be able to speak to them without having to shout. So somewhere close by.
Over here? Next to him up here? Or are you gonna save that for Ardrin? Or which one of these?
Yeah, Arjun should be closer, probably.
Okay.
I mean, I could sit on the other side as well if you want to.
Do you want to sit next to Wind?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Fuck you. You did this on purpose. I hate
Or
you.
we could switch it the other way around. I mean,
No, it's fine. I don't care. All right, so then you go there. Kindred, you said you kind of wanted to be able to see the door, so put you next to Iskra.
Okay.
Okay. Sonder, where are you going?
Let's go next to Kindred.
Kindred. Soul.
Oh, I want to be next to Wind.
Soul will shyly sit last.
Okay. Galil.
Next to Sonder.
Renan.
Other side of the table.
Okay. So sit with
Across
Ardrin.
from Sonder.
So,
Okay.
oh,
And then Soul will go last. So you're going over here next to Renan? Is that cool?
Yeah.
The Last Supper has been set. Just kidding.
well,
All right.
no, that we don't have to be sitting on one side.
You're right. All right. Let's see here.
You just need to do a Mercator projection of the table. And
And Jesus reading the bill, going, "Which one of you ordered wine?"
Yeah.
Wine and beer.
Okay.
fine, and then-
Then in this case, okay. Just making sure I have all the right papers out.
Now I have rant in my head.
As everyone gets kind of situated, Doc Murdoch kind of leans back, taking a sip from his goblet. So, I suppose these are your companions you were telling me about.
Indeed. And first, may I say it's a pleasure to remake your acquaintance, my good doctor.
Oh, well, you don't have to stand on ceremony, but I do appreciate the sentiment. For those of you unaffiliated with who I am known as Dr. Murdoch, but you may simply call me Doc if you so desire. This is my companion and associate, Wind, whom I am to understand you have already made her previous acquaintance. Wind, who's seated, looking very, giving like everybody like oogly eyes and just kind of like does like little winks here and there and just smiles and almost like you can almost hear her purring just as she kind of like shimmies her shoulders and looks at over everyone.
I shift my wings. just audibly enough.
She's
Nice.
become quite a familiar face. It's a pleasure to make acquaintance with you.
So, Shall we cut to business then? I was under the impression that you were gonna be surfacing the old-fashioned way. Well, we will be able to greet you properly once you return to the surface. The fact that we found you here begs the question, what all went down?
Well, I think it's safe to say that the very reason why we went down there is because things never go to plan down in them catacombs.
On that we can agree.
But in the interest of either establishing or hopefully just reestablishing trust, Ardrin's going to reach into the inside pocket of his coat and put the key from the locked door at the bottom of the elevator on the table and push it towards him.
Okay. So I see you did not have to make use of the elevator.
Well, not the way back up, anyways.
I see. So how did you find yourself back in Amrula then? I'm assuming you didn't come through the fortress itself. I feel like we would have heard something of the sort.
Like appetizers or like finger foods or anything at the
Sure.
moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I drop my spinach puff?
Sure.
Oh, sorry. And I go to pick it up and I purposely bump my head on the table, and when I do, I cast detect magic. So my eyes glow flash, and then they dull back down to normal before I come back up and be like, oh, fuck, sorry, that's still not over that. And I'll just kind of like take a look around, see what is on him.
Okay. There is... Make a perception check for me.
With advantage? Oh.
Are you doing this covertly, right?
Well, hopefully it didn't catch me casting, so I'm just kind of like looking, like acting like I'm looking at just
the surroundings. Yeah.
I'll continue the conversation.
Okay.
Perception.
We were able to find the outside across the desert back here.
15.
15? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
do we want to tell them about the close call?
I'm got an idea to establish a little more trust, and then maybe we can start to talk.
Okay.
You guys are saying that to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we just tell them that we flew out? Is it bad to tell them the truth?
While they're having the internal conversation, I'm going to try and distract from the meaningful looks of silence. Well, before we get into that, perhaps we could also extend some introductions, but since I don't want to speak for everyone else, maybe we could go around the table and just little pocket of trust that way.
that sounds good to me. Most agreeable. He looks over at Kindred first.
Oh, with me?
Yeah, he looks over at you.
Oh, I know, I'm doing that. My name's Kindred. I'm sure Wynn knows that. She was very thorough in her forwardness at first with us. I just look to my left.
A pleasure. Yeah, next would be Sonder.
Sonder. I'm
So-
a simple monk.
I assumed as much from your garb. Looks over at Galil. And by extension, Oreo?
Oreo's outside.
Who's
Outside.
inside the
outside.
stable?
Oh, the stable.
I was in the stable. Okay, yeah.
Animals
I'm
aren't
so
allowed.
used to freaking Oreo being everywhere. I was like, yes. You're right.
For once.
Yeah, Galil. So it looks over to Galil.
Wait, did you say soul?
No, Galil. He looks over at you because you're the next one in line.
So he looks over to Khalil. So
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm hearing
S-
soul. I'm like, what?
S-O, comma. He looks over at Galil.
You sent us down there to go find people.
They were doing introductions. Galil.
Yeah, I'm not here right now. Clearly.
Yeah, he was just asking. Like they were kind of introducing themselves one at a time.
Oh, in that case, I'm gonna put out my hand for a handshake.
Okay, you are about, I don't know,
I will
7
stand
feet
up for this.
Is he
Oh.
just gonna like lay across the table? Like,
Excuse me.
hello. How are you?
My name's Galil.
Okay. He doesn't do anything. It's like a pleasure. Just kind of like tips his hat, but stays like where he is at. Looks over at Soul, S-O-L. Soul.
I'm like,
So he then
what?
looks over at Soul.
Hello. My name is Sol, and I ordered the soup flay. Yeah.
I love it.
Flay.
I love Soul.
The
Flavor
flay.
flay.
A pleasure. It's good to see another Furbolg this far east. And then he kind of looks over at Renan. And you? Cocks his eyebrows with interest.
My name is River.
A fancy name for a fancy individual, it would appear. And looks over at Ardrin. You have quite a assortment of curiosities that you have acquired yourself.
well, they don't begin to rival your own company. He looks over at Wynn right next to him.
Who giggles and then wraps an arm through yours and just kind of
oh, and he gives like full like first date arm where it's just that.
Nice, perfect. Okay.
I look across to Sonder or to the left of me
Yeah.
and say, Sonder, the bag.
And I'll like hand it over to you. Feeling for the items.
I slide it down the table towards Doc Murdoch.
And what, may I ask, is this?
Unfortunate end result of our search for your companions.
Mm.
And
We believe this was traces of Brayley and Visaya.
Ew.
Nuzuk and your elven friend have
Jewel.
also been identified. Jewel, yes.
And I am guessing that they are no longer amongst the living.
Unfortunately, they've succumbed to darkness.
Now, it is a cave, and they were rather expert thieves. I would highly doubt that it was just mere darkness that took out my former compatriots.
well, dispensing with fond euphemism, there is a veritable cornucopia of horrible monsters down there that a skilled thief cannot pick the lock of.
If y'all put the skulls, like, y'all brought the body parts out on the table.
I think they're just still in the bag.
He hasn't reached to try and like look into it. He's just looked at the bag and then asked the question.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Jewel.
I was just asking for the thieves' tools anyway, but whatever.
Oh,
Because I was
I'm
like,
like,
where are y'all
what's
getting the body
in the
parts? I had a bunch
bag?
of body
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah. I was gonna say I kind of figured it was the thieves' tools and stuff, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew that you had the extra bits.
Y'all are nasty.
Get that off the table.
I was gonna say, since when does Sonder, of all people, hold on to body parts?
I thought I had Nizik's head, but I know I'd given it to Kindred. So yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute.
I know. It's like,
We were
No,
already
just
getting.
Yeah,
the
it's
only
okay,
thing
it's
you were
okay.
carrying, I thought, was the thief tools bag.
Yeah, you had handed that to me, right?
My bad.
It's okay.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of went along with the
Yeah,
idea.
it works.
Was your operation aware that there was a Thayan mining group down there, or shipping?
A mining group. He looks over at Wind, and Wind just kind of goes, mm-hmm.
There's a crystal of the some kind of quartz variety that it seems they were mining.
It can
Curious.
take a magic charge, and it's very
much like one of
explosive.
these, and I'll reach in my robes and pull out a tiny little one and just boop, toss it right to him.
He catches it. Curious. May I?
Be careful, it reacts to magic powerfully.
Hmm.
Learned the hard way.
Wind, would you be a daisy and hold on to that for the time being? So, what you're saying to me is that the Thayans have some sort of mining operation down below the city?
With
Of-
magic ships too.
Magic ships as well. Of the monsters that inhabit the very underbelly of this city, we are well aware. There are many amongst our enterprise that have learned to navigate and circumnavigate themselves around such obstacles. And it has come
They
to
may
our...
find one simple note. They may find that a few of the passages are no longer of use. Fair warning.
I will make sure to pass that along. He looks over at Wind, and Wind kind of nods. No longer of use. Duly noted.
Well, I mean, you can go back. It's just be prepared to tunnel through some walls.
Do not intend to venture too far that way. It is, after all, the reason why we lost so many to begin with. So, let me see if I understand what you are trying to say. Our compatriots found themselves in a predicament of which they could not escape, at the hands of an empire who, up until recently, had been an ally. Admittedly, perhaps a tentative one. What evidence did you find, or could you find, of who wronged who first? Were they snooping around in places that they shouldn't? Or did the Empire strike first?
I'm
I just stare
gonna
at
look
Renan.
to everybody, and then your hands were professionals. I doubt they would have strayed too close on purpose. And just seeing if everyone is in agreement with that. But They did meet grisly fates, and it was the Thayans who did it. We can't account for all of them, but for some it's a certainty.
Are you familiar with the name Nefer?
He seems to think about it for a minute. The name does not ring any bells.
Well, perhaps this will. And I dig in my bag and I just plop her skull right on the table.
Good news, it is clean.
Cole looks away from it.
Point of order. What body? Oh yeah, okay. Because it was left just bones behind, right?
Yeah, like all the black sludgy stuff like dripped away from it,
sloughed
but I
away.
at least got the skull.
And I also used prestidigitation to clean it.
Clean it, yeah.
We found the lair of a nefarious woman who appeared like a scorpion with ooze and her tendrils coming from her body.
And
we
she
were able
was
to defeat her, but Nuzuk came victim to her.
He wasn't just a victim. And I'll look at Renan.
And of the others, they also met similar fates at the hands of that creature.
Either
Really?
that creature directly or creatures at her behest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel herself turned into a creature herself.
I like
When
around really quick.
when you say she turned into, what exactly are you referring to?
A dark and sinister kind of magic.
And it
I'll look
looks
at the
like
door,
this
make
the
sure it's
skin
not
of a
open.
It's not.
I'll
It's
just kinda
closed.
wave my hand and a minor illusion, like a miniature on the table, in the middle of the table, in front of all of us, the image of the gas.
Okay. The gas or the Dolgons? The gas were the
Dolgon.
creatures in the Dolgon?
Wait, so
that's
the
true.
one that we found their bodies as, changed as?
Yes.
Those-
Dolgons.
Dolgon.
Dolgon.
Dolgons.
Okay, those things.
Mhm.
My bad.
No. I was just making sure. He leans forward and Wynn does too, and they can both kind of just look at this creature.
Kind of make them go towards them and like do a full 360, let them get a good look.
He looks over at Wind, back at the rest of you. Well, that definitely does not look like your garden variety creeper that we find ourselves familiar with down below. That is a new monstrosity, and definitely has the markings of the Empire all over it. You said you came out somewhere in the desert. Where exactly did you find yourselves excavated out from?
I'm gonna take the Thayan banner that I stole from the chamber out of my bag and like do one of these numbers to like let it unfurl
Yeah.
on the length of the table.
We used a flying transport to make our way further northeast, where we happened upon some kind of fortress.
A place called the Hammer.
Yes.
I'm sorry, did you say the Hammer?
That's what we heard.
You all found Luthra's hammer and came out the other side unscathed.
Well, I wouldn't say unscathed, but
He healed everybody.
We're all
Some of
here.
our friends have some rather tattered clothes because of it.
He looks over at Soul. Then, if you are ever seeking employment, I could definitely use a man of your talents. If you are good at healing those kind of wounds. I have heard many a rumor about Luther's hammer, and is definitely cordoned off and well protected by the Empire. We assume that it is out somewhere to the west of the city, but we have not ventured to look for it under penalty
Perhaps.
of instant death.
Perhaps we could institute a bit of good faith. We did not make a map of the Undercroft as per your man's request, but perhaps I could be talked into providing you the location, at least on the surface, of where this hammer is located, provided we get something else of benefit from the arrangement.
I mean, by all means, if you wish to mock yourselves with that kind of knowledge, then, you know, far be it from me to dissuade you from passing on these secrets. However, I have no intention of going and poking the Sailfang. That Luthra is a mighty twisted individual, and we have done a fair amount of work ourselves to try and keep in her good graces. Doesn't mean that occasionally we have fallen by the wayside, as clearly evident
Or
by
fallen
what is...
under her hammer, as we've seen below.
We had some notion, he looks over at Wind, we had some notion that whatever sort of experiments had gone on there in her stowed away locale, that they might have something to do with the craters that seem to pocket or pockmark our fair city on occasion, only to magically disappear the next day.
There is much evidence of these explosions, pockmarks, in the desert right above the hammer.
All right.
And
Well-
potentially of your hands being her unwilling subjects.
We were not able to find Braley and the red-headed one.
Well, if I'm to be perfectly honest, all of our attempts at locating through arcane means have failed, so we were of the notion that they had passed. It was more of a question of finding out who had done who dirty first, so we might know where we stand with our arrangement with the Empire. And as it seems, there are plenty of secrets that Luthra, well within her right, she is keeping to herself.
We didn't find any Thayan Imperial items among their belongings.
And yet, somehow, they wound up dead. I cannot
There was
help.
evidence.
What are you going to say?
There was evidence of a struggle at the tent. They were staying in below. If you're one to believe in spirits, one of ours is gifted in this. He heard the screams of one of the women. As a vision.
And with that, I cast Mind and Illusion and have the replay of Braley and Verzelli?
Visaya.
Vizaya? I don't know how to say it. But that one.
You're good. He listens. You're doing just the audio kind of thing?
Just the audio part.
All right. He kind of listens to it and it's just like, well, that is definitely their voices.
Following audio clip may be disturbing to some listeners. Your discretion is advised.
As he listens and he kind of just like tells you to stop. Well, I appreciate what you have done for us in finding this information out, whatever it may be.
At the table, can I point and message Renan? And I'm gonna message you. Are you gonna tell him that she took his soul. Like, it's not just murder. Like, it's beyond death.
There is one matter that I would like to address.
And that is. That's all right.
Damn it.
It's rather
Do you have a lozenge?
it is a rather spicy dish. I understand.
I'm like, you good? I hear you crying out there.
I'm dying. Sorry.
They don't
Back
call
on.
it sweet, sweet hail for nothing.
Elvira. No.
You may find that if you decide to lay the remains of Nuzuk that we brought to rest, it may not be so simple.
Oh,
When we found him, it appeared that he was rather recently dead. And thusly, I made an attempt at a kind of magic. But I could not, because there was no soul for me to reach. It may be gone.
This Nifter lady, creature, she absorbs the souls for power, and Nuzuk seemed to be one of them.
I will put matters plainly. Matters of the soul are not my purview. And while we will do our very best to give them proper burials, whatever remains, it is a dangerous life, that which we lead here in the underbelly of Amrutla. That being said, it seemed like their lives were cut a little shorter than perhaps they had realized was on the horizon. I appreciate the work that you have done. Now, how we move forward from here is what I would like to know. Clearly, you have higher connections than I was initially led to believe. So, if I might ask, let me rephrase. If I might make a statement, you all look like a whole hell of a lot of trouble. And I am assuming you didn't come here to Amrutlar on a holiday. Now, it might not be any of our concern who and where and what you find yourselves doing here. But perhaps it is best that we part ways. Admittedly, not right away, as I do enjoy your company. But
Well, that wasn't our arrangement from what I recall.
Well,
you wanted us to go looking for your lost companions. In exchange, you'd be helping us after we provided proof of either their safety or the means of their death at the hands of Thayan Imperials, that you might help us infiltrate said grounds to do away with I think we've established, common enemy.
Perhaps,
Thusly, no
point.
matter how much trouble you seem to think that we are, you were well prepared for the trouble we could be.
But
true.
Given the circumstance at which we left the tunnels, maybe it might be a good idea just to lay low for a little bit. I mean, they're gonna be pissed and furious and on full alert.
Oh. So I'm assuming then that your leaving of the hammer was not as clandestine.
I suppose concussive would be a good way to put it.
Yes, not particularly discreet. In which case, we will still need the use of your safer passages, like we discussed.
And that can be arranged. I am still coming to terms with, I suppose, some of the information that you have brought to us. By no means am I trying to shoo you out of the city. Don't get me wrong. Such talented individuals can always come in handy. But there is a bit of heat on you at the moment, so I probably would agree that it is best that you lay low. That being said, we can provide you with a way out of the city. Make no doubt about that. If that is your intent. Now, we did make a sort of arrangement, and I did offer that I would try and help however I could, whatever you were looking for. Which I suppose leads me to my next question is, what is your intention here? Before we made the pleasure of each other's acquaintances, of course.
I'm gonna look to Ardrin to handle this part.
Same.
No pressure, folks. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Well, at some point, maybe once either we put the heat down a little bit or we go before they've thought to shore up their defenses, we do need to get into their stronghold.
You intend to go into the fortress, the belly of the beast.
More
And
than
do-
that, we want to destroy it.
Or at least their lodestone, which causes problems for you and everyone else.
The reason the underground is a little more literal than perhaps it would be otherwise.
He looks over at Wind. Now, if I didn't know better, this sounds like the talk of rebellion. And it has been made aware that the princess has found herself in the good graces of some up and starting troublemakers here in the fair country of Faerun. Now, don't get me wrong, the Empire is no true friend of mine, nor has it been a friend of ours, ever. But arrangements are arrangements. And so for the time being, we found ourselves at a relative truce.
You do not think that that truce is over? With the things they are doing to your people, they value you not.
Well, that much has been made aware.
They're tap dancing on the truth right now. Soon they'll just break it because they can. You're of use to them now. That won't be forever. And then where will you be?
Under their hammer.
You will find yourself 6 feet under the ground, perhaps not as far as your friend, but still far enough to be of inconvenience, don't you think?
Knowing they in politics, you won't be underground for very long.
If it is a matter of coming back to life after death, I am not so much afraid of that, as I will no longer be myself. However, I cannot speak so for my compatriots and those that belong to them. I suppose saying without saying then, my assumptions have been confirmed. I have no power myself. I am but one of a few who are part of this hands of Isidoros, and I will have to speak with my partners in crime. You intend to go into the heart of the beast and blow it up from the inside out, or outside in,
Or at
whichever
least a significant chunk of it.
whichever comes first.
However it is that we can dismantle it, we're at it.
I think inside out is probably the more likely option.
What are you gonna say, Renan?
I do have a minor request as far as making certain that certain assets that we have either procured or held on to makes a safe escape from the city. I would like to know that he is protected until we are prepared to leave. And I would be happy to fund such a venture.
Are you referring to the shopkeep?
Indeed.
We have kept an eye on him, and he is safe and doing well.
And if a system can be put into place so that when we leave the city, so shall he, I would be greatly appreciated.
We're talking about Dudros, right?
Yes. So we are talking about
Okay.
Dudros.
Okay, yes, I agree. He is, needs to get out.
There
Or
are
at least
many.
given the option to escape if he wanted.
There are many outstanding individuals in this city who I am afraid are more than likely held under the sway of whatever magic the Empire has over this city. There's potentially going to be a fair amount of fallout if you are to end that reign of control that they have. We are aware of some of the things that the Empire has done to the citizens of the city. And for the sake of our own skins, we have remained silent, as it has been a symbiotic relationship for the time being. We provide them with the goods they need. They provide us with protection. And, at least they had, up until the time being. I would say that contract has been null and void now that they have seemingly broken that line of trust. But as I said, I have no power on my own. I will have to confer with the others.
While I do understand that many hands do make light work, I would like to put forward that the people who make out best. Actually, let me rewind that because I've flubbed my English tonight.
That is all right.
During a regime change, bandits always make out. Everyone makes it. I'm just going to let that stand because I'm having a moment.
No. You are. I completely
I
know.
not English tonight at all.
I know what you are trying to say. There is the slightest little smirk to his face. Indeed, they do. Well, I will see what the others say. In the meantime, I would hope that you would keep your wits about you. Keep your head down. Stay out of sight if you're able to, until we are able to figure out what exactly we are going to do. If, for whatever reason, you do find yourself on the surface, do, for the love of the gods, try not to stir up any more trouble. We can only
just look at some of the others.
Other than putting out a singular flame, I do not think it will be a problem.
All right. Are you, well, clearly you have yourself a new set of walls you may call yourselves home, if you so desire. I am under the understanding that you have lodging here for as long as you need it. However, this is not exactly the most low-key of locales here in the city. And though they do garner their own share of respect from the Empire, there are many amongst them who come to visit for the calming qualities of the service here. And it would be a good place to learn something at the risk of being learned of yourself. Now, I will offer you the same abode that you had before. You may stay there, or at any one of the other number of safe houses within the city. I will make sure that Wind gives you fair direction on how to access these safe houses, as well as a way to go and navigate some of the more obscure and absconded means of traversing the city.
By any chance, do any of these safe houses already have eyes on it from the forces that we may find ourselves against?
I am sure there are one or two that they are privy to, but as I said, part of our arrangement is we stay out of their hair and they stay out of ours.
Would you know if the Salty Prince is susceptible to the charming magic that falls upon the city every night?
You see, there is a particular mineral structure to this particular building that provides it with a nulling effect,
Solution.
I suppose you could say. The same way that you are safe underground, you will find yourself rather safe within the confines of the palatial rooms here at the Salted Prince. It is probably part of the reason that you were sent here to begin with, I am assuming. That being said, when the Empire wishes that one of their own to remain free from charm, they house them here.
That makes sense.
So,
How's Tall Bob? Can we go visit him again?
Tall Bob is at your disposal if that is who you wish to have as your go-between.
I'd like that. He's a good man. Very tall.
He is something.
And very Bob.
Echo.
Mara's like, yes! I will leave the choice up to you. One way or another, word will get back to me with whatever you decide. I am going to find my way out and see to it that the information is shared with my compatriots.
One more thing, as I look at the room again, like, no, the door's never opened. Were you going to take that? As I point to Nefer's skull.
I don't believe it is necessary. But I do appreciate the offer. He takes the...
grab it back and just put it back in my bag.
He pats his hand on the bag with like the thieves' tools and such that Sonder had passed over and pushes them back in y'all's direction. I suppose for the time being, the body of Isidoros could use a few extra members. It looks like we have openings. We're gonna say Iskra.
Renan first, actually. He
Oh,
has
okay.
his fingers up first.
By any chance, would a message be able to get to the blacksmith that I conversed with a time ago.
You and that damn blacksmith. You're gonna.
He kind of cocks his head to the side. You know, it occurs to me now that there are a few pieces of this puzzle that have been rolling around in my head that have now come together. And what
I'm
message
like clicking the tips of my nails on top of the sword.
And what message exactly are you wanting to share with this blacksmith?
I had spoken with him about the potential of getting a commission piece done. And given the fact that he was cooperative on another matter, I would like to make certain that I properly pay him for another commission at the very least.
I think leaving him alone would be payment enough for him from his interactions earlier.
If he scratches his jaws, he tries to think of the exact words he wants to say. If the words that have been imparted to me are any indication, I am sure he would be delighted.
I'm certain he...
I will make sure that he is aware of your interest. And I suggest that, when you so desire, I will find that you get that request to him. I cannot wait to hear the result.
Well, neither can I. I do believe the name that I gave him was Ailun.
That does sound familiar. Well, it has been more than lovely to making you all's your acquaintance. Oh yeah, Iskra, what were you gonna say? Thank you for reminding me.
Right, thank you.
Wow.
Looking over at the thieves' tools that he passed back to us, I'll look to him and Wind and say, while we've been here, I've managed to be discreet. No one of the Thayans has seen my face doing anything suspicious. If you are interested in help with more traditional work, and we do have to lay low for a while, I'd be happy to assist.
She's quite good at what she does.
I will take that under advisement. Wind, if something comes up that you think that this fine lady might be able to handle, that would help their cause or ours, you have my permission. Wind just kind of like nods and kind of smiles at you and gives you this like excitement, like just like, oh, it's exciting.
I'll like do the where you take your hand off the table and like just barely wave your fingers.
Doc Murdoch stands. Is there a name that you all go by?
I look over at Soul and I just go,
Oops.
I think it might be beneficial if we just went nameless for the time being.
I can appreciate that. All right. Well, Wind, I will see you later. Make sure that these fine people are taken care of. And until we meet again.
Somebody in your particular line of work, I never find myself trusting that particular line of phrase.
It is a phrase that I do particularly like to use often. And it has more than one use, which makes it very, very handy for me. So, I bid you all adieu, and I will see myself out.
He knows Ruvian?
On your way out, can you see what's holding up that souffle?
he ignores you, turns around.
Arjun would rise to shake
Wants
his hand.
to finally get out of the room, considering Aaron's been trying to get rid of him for 30 minutes.
No, he shakes your hand, Ardrin, and it is cold. He turns.
Had I shaken his hand before when we first met him?
I don't think so. He turns to the wall behind him, pulls on a candelabra, and you see a section of the door or section of the wall shift outwards and move across. He turns as you see reveals this dark passage beyond, nods at you all, pushes up his glasses, and walks into the passage that then closes behind him.
Secret tunnel.
I was so hoping for like a platform 9 3/4. He just runs at the wall, disappears.
When he asks for our name, I hold up drumsticks and start clicking them. Oh, suddenly goes.
Yeah.
I think that name is more problematic than the brigade.
Yeah, no. If y'all do that, I'm headed back to the abyss.
The second that you said, "Is there something you go by?" I'm like, I'm about to cast Shatter on Soul just to make him not talk.
Kelly was gonna do it too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. So,
my souffle here yet?
Poor Soul.
I mean, all in all, this conversation took only not that long. But
I love the idea that Floria is there waiting, but she can hear something serious, muffled. So she's like,
yeah.
Or she's, because she's short, she's holding the souffle and she can't quite reach the doorknob.
And he opens the door and she just shimmies her way in.
I will say that there is a little bit of a knock at the door, and you hear Wynn just kind of chimes in, "Come in," and the door opens, and Floria brings in a couple of trays of desserts, or I should say, a cart with a couple of plates of desserts, because that would make things easier.
Anything off the trolley?
Yeah, and
Wynn,
as she
you do know that your voice is rather sardonic.
She winks and doesn't say anything. And as we continue to move, oh god damn it. As we continue to move on to whatever happens next, we are going to go ahead and take a break. And we will be back as we continue on with this, whatever conversation ensues from here. So don't go anywhere.
He's looking he's looking very confused at that dessert because it does not look like a soup.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Or flayed. It is neither of these things.
All right, we'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Bonjour. Je suis le grand plaisir.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's Thayan they're speaking. But these children aren't Thayan. They're captured. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the Red Wizards themselves. In this unique language course, children learn with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite part of living in Thay, and teaches children the same way they learned Common. Learning another language becomes fun. All hail the Liches.
We'll charge your credit card $28.17 a month for 6 months plus a one-time shipping cost.
All right. Huzzah, huzzah. Yeah, you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it, Dreamy. We completely understand. You are definitely well within your mind, and we're just having some fun. We could not blame that on you. So no, don't worry about it.
Taking a short rest and/or a long rest over there?
No, I think he
Bella's
got it.
going to be playing the part of Galil for the rest of the.
He's acquiescing supplies for the journey.
You can't quite see her.
Yeah, you can't see her in the thing. She's just out of sight. There, like you can see the
just
ear.
like Oreo.
Just.
Yes.
Yeah.
I needed my ice cream.
My ice cream. My ice cream. Okay. So
I forgot I have ice cream in there.
Yeah, you have yours in there.
Puppy.
Yeah.
Mine's over there.
Yeah, no, yours is right outside my door.
Love it. All right, so
I think she wants in too.
Now she's standing in the hallway staring out.
Let's see here. So for the time being, as Floria is passing out little desserts, Wind starts digging into a little bit of what she has brought her. So, darlings, what is it exactly that you are wanting to do? Are you going to stay here, or should I take you back so you can see Tall Bob? Tall Bob.
I don't know why
I look around the room.
Tall Bob. Yes.
What time is it now?
It is lunchtime. It's still the middle of the day.
When was the last time we slept?
Like a couple of hours ago. Because as long as it has been for us, you literally woke up, shit hit the fan, and you left. So it's still like it. You guys, it feels like it's been a long time, but it hasn't been that long. It was a very quick,
Like that was like a 10-minute situation that just happened to take 3 hours.
Yeah.
Continue, considering our wanted stars haven't faded yet.
Yeah, right now there's tanks and helicopters out there searching for you right now.
The Thayan BI is outside.
Yeah. I still have 5 stars, guys.
Room service here.
Thunder has 6 stars. It's not going to go down.
I'm sure this place has excellent things for you, whatever it is that you are wanting.
Well, on that particular note, we never have to even leave our rooms while we wait.
Well, we do have to balance that with the fact that there are going to be some Thayans wandering into this place at some point. While we could maybe observe.
Rooms.
I just
super into the idea of house arrest, honestly.
And by no means were we trying to insinuate that you were to stay here for this entire excruciating time. I, of course, would do my very best to make sure that you were all very comfortable. And as you saw, we have our ways of getting in and out of the city where it matters. That being said, if there are things you are wanting to do to prepare yourself for this grand excursion to the fortress, then by all means, do tell me what it is you want. And I will try to do my best to either find someone among the legs to run and find whatever information that you wish, or perhaps we can work together.
You said the legs. Now I'm assuming that's sort of your gophers in your organization. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the names and functions of your group so we can better cooperate.
Although Doc Murdoch is right, there is no one person in charge. The feet.
The feet or the legs? Wait,
The feet.
The...
Yeah, no, you're probably right. I probably did say feet before, but
Maybe wind just made it sexier because she's wind.
legs. The leg. You're like, wait.
No, he said leg because he knew Elvie was watching.
Yes, that's exactly. I wanted to throw that in there. Definitely We're talking about the legs.
So which branch of the organization is the Ara branch? Whatever one wind belongs to.
We have but one head, although there are many who preside over the body of Isodoros. We have the hands. They are the ones who procure things. We have the legs, sometimes known as the feet, that move things about the city. I find myself doing a little bit of whatever is necessary. Sometimes I run things. I'm quite nimble. Sometimes I procure things, because I can get my hands on it. Just depends on the job. So, I'm assuming you need time to prepare your proposition. If
I would say we need at least a few minutes to decide whether we're staying here or going along with your charming self.
I would
that should be a much easier decision.
I would assume that choice would be rather simple, but I understand there is more of you to take into consideration. And she looks over at like Sol and Renan and over at Sonder and kind of like gives him the eye that kind of wanders down and up again. I can take my dish and go elsewhere for the time being. I will go sit outside and allow you to have some privacy.
Y'all ever gonna pass up the chance to hang out with this pussycat?
Wait, what?
More time with her later.
And I am confused.
What?
I said, y'all are really gonna pass up the chance to hang out with this pussycat?
Yeah. I will allow you to.
I had something flirty to say earlier, but I didn't.
I will allow you to have your conversations in private. I will go outside. You know where to find me when you need me. She picks up her dish and walks to the door.
Arjun will escort her to the door. He'll do the whole fawning bit.
It's always good to know that there are still gentlemen around. And walks
let
out
me
the
know
door.
if you ever find any.
Perfect. She doesn't laugh. She doesn't cackle like me, but she definitely finds amusement in it.
Sitting back in my chair, I'm kind of giving Ardrin this look of like, damn. All right.
He's got it. He's a cat, but I love him. All right.
When the door shuts, I look at Ardrin. You know, it is interesting to find that the drow have not only silver hair, but a silver tongue.
Well, play your cards right, might see it up close. Anywho.
You really have
what we want to do.
God damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have not noticed.
It's a squirt bottle.
Nobody can read thoughts, right?
No, nobody, not at the moment. Okay.
So, after all that, what do we want to do other than what Renan's thinking, I'm assuming?
Renan's fanning himself with his wings.
Well, she
It's
wants
like
to.
slowly beating wings.
She says she can get things for us. I think we should try to stock back up on healing potions and other items we need.
Let's not be
And I
too
do
trusting this
suppose-
time. I mean, she told us a lot of things, and look where it ended us up underground. But I do like the thought of hanging out with Tall Bob in secrecy.
You know, if we were to go to see Tall Bob, the bright side is that we know there are
There's good wine.
libations there. Well, good wine might be a stretch, but
better than this wine.
I will concur.
Let's not go down that path again. Now, so far they've played fairly straight with us. So
But
I'm
she
at
has
least
certainly
tempted.
played fairly straight with you.
Oh no.
Well, I got the feeling she could be a little kinky when she wants to. Now, getting back on track, I think it would be better to be in their more immediate company rather than sticking around here and risk getting caught by the fuzz.
Especially turned in by that charisma bitch. Fuck her.
So we are
Well,
not
if
going
she
to
is-
stay here tonight?
If she's a friend of Princess, I don't believe that she'll release
She's
that
not
kind
a
of
friend of us.
information.
You saw the look she gave us. That bitch will turn us in as soon as she gets the chance.
I think the reason why that could ever happen is because you
Oh, shut
are
your mouth. I don't know what
causing
you're
a
talking about.
problem that there didn't need to be. And we'll come back to that at some point.
You should never let two high elves get at each other's throat unless it's a particular kind of party.
In any case,
well,
we need to
there's
think
much-
about what else we might want for them to procure for us if we're actually going to go that route.
We
The
should certainly
location
be
to
capable
North's
of
body,
asking.
maybe.
I missed that. Sorry.
I
There's
said
more
the
inform-
location to North's body.
Depends on if it walks around.
Yeah.
All in all, I do believe that Tall Bob would be capable of getting us whatever we need. Thunder.
Go ahead.
Somebody let-
Say it, Sander.
There are others staying here at the Salty Prince, which we could snoop around and try to get the information from.
All that was said was that if they have foreign dignitaries, this is where they keep them. That wasn't said that there was like particularly anybody here. It just meant that depending on how long you were staying here, you might run into someone eventually, but not that you were necessarily in any immediate. Because it would have been more along the lines of, had you been in immediate, like, oh, there was someone here, they probably would have advised you not to be here at the time. But for the time being, you're okay. It's just they don't, can't guarantee
I'd rather
for how
not
long.
Play around with his double-edged sword and stick around here. I mean, we saw it. We know it's here. We know the connections. That lovely Floria, which is amazing. But
And
I
we know
don't want
that-
to push our luck after what we've been through underground.
And
Where
I'm
else
certain we
would we
can come
go,
back
though?
if we need to.
That's
But to Tall Bob, Lizard Man gave us meat, put us in a barrel.
Besides, I'm rather looking forward to going through that basket full of whatever Iskra found. Should be quite.
There could be something good in there.
I can't wait to find out.
You
It would be
know,
safer to go through that if we're not here, I think.
Second that.
well, so I don't know how it is when you are grown up or growing up when you were young, but with my people, it can be considered rude if people go out of their way to help you and then you leave.
Well, I was going to both offer to pay our bill as a sign of respect, despite the fact that we were comped for the entire thing. So, in an attempt to win back some good grace, or at least damage control. But I do kind of have to side with the notion that we can come back if we need to.
Right.
Well, I have kept a relatively low profile, like I was telling the good doctor. There's no reason we all have to go. I'm sure Wind could help me dress the part. I could be our eyes here.
I do not want you by yourself and they of all places. Who knows how far away where we can't get to you if we need be.
I'll stay here
asking
with
for
her.
it. Do they know you?
No. Unlike y'all, I did not go out and do anything.
You were looking for cell fangs left and right. I don't trust that.
at the races with everyone else there.
You know, that's a decent point. And the only time they really got a good close-up view of Oreo was
they got a good
with you.
close-up view of
And I
Oreo,
look at
yes.
Kindred.
Oreo was with you.
Yes, they know exactly what Oreo looks like, and yeah.
That's why she's out in the stable right now.
Is she there? Did they take her?
Yes. She's getting pampered right now, dude.
Are you
Relax.
sure? Can you sense it?
Relax. She'll come back if anything bad were to happen.
Okay. I'm for Tall Bob.
I think it'd be good if I stayed low.
And I am rather conspicuous, so it would be a wise choice for me as well.
What did you say, Sonder?
No, you're unmuted. We heard you. He just didn't understand what you
heard
said.
Yeah.
You were wanting to go. You were wanting to lay low and stay with there at Tall Bob's place.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that might be especially good if Fume does catch up to us, and that's going to be a slightly less problematic place to have a scuffle.
Right.
And I mean, as much as I'd like to think I took out Lagan, he might be back up, and if that's the case, he's going to have a vendetta against us. Almost as bad as Fume might have against you, Sonder.
He seemed fairly concentrated on you, Ardrin.
Well,
Egon didn't see me, so
what can I say?
Okay.
I inspire attention.
From everywhere,
So maybe
apparently.
Maybe it's best you and I stay together.
Yeah, I could side with that.
Soul.
So, who's going to Tall Bob's? Who's staying here?
Looks like 4 at least for Tall Bob's.
Are we splitting up?
Seems.
I wish we weren't, but I can't force you.
Well, I would prefer to stay here. Plus, I would really like a bath.
I cast Charm Person. No.
You know, same actually. It was kind of groggy down there.
Like the humidity. So.
And I want to stop smelling like death over here, so.
Well, perhaps all of us can take a bath or shower and then move on in our respective directions.
That seems sensible.
All right. So.
I'm glad to know that no one will be alone.
For the so as I go ahead.
Real quick, last thing.
Yeah.
And if any of you really need any help all of a sudden, you can let me know and I can get there very quick.
It's true.
Acknowledge, nod at him.
Well, what I'll say is that you were a real blessing down there, so I certainly have come to count on you for that sort of good time healing.
Good time healing. I love that. Okay. So, as I understand, Ardrin, Sonder, Kindred, and Renan are going to go hang out at Tall Bob's while you guys kind of lay low for a little bit and just go over some of the things that Iskra had snagged on her way in, correct? Iskra, Sol, and Galil are staying for the time being at the Salted Prince to see what you guys can accomplish with Wind and company, correct? Basically.
Yes.
In a roundabout kind of like.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. All right. So
I'll take the bundle of things and make sure that Kindred's got them.
It's the thieves' tools.
No,
Yeah.
the cloak that was. Oh, we
should've
already
given
dumped all
that
that
back.
stuff into your bag.
Yeah, I already have all
Never mind.
the goodies. It would just be like the thieves' tools and whatnot.
I'll take those back then.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give each of you a hug.
Oh,
I embrace Sonder.
Yeah,
Stay safe.
it's good to
Stay
say
well.
goodbye.
so does the.
I was waiting for everybody to look up at me like, excuse me?
Did you see the Infinity War logo come up? Like, oh, this will be fine.
This will be fine.
Splitting that party didn't have dire consequences.
Okay, Civil War.
Nah.
We'll be all right. We'll see you again soon.
Well,
just until things calm down a little.
I mean, it's not gonna last long, but let me at least do this. And while they're doing their goodbyes and everything, I want to start ritual casting Rary's telepathic bond.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Nice.
On
10
who?
minutes.
10 minutes of casting, and it's set for all of you, correct?
Yes. And
Because it's
I need
8?
One more.
I think it's like 10, to be honest.
Oh,
I just
Fine.
realized something. The dog saw me in this form. It's a blonde human.
Oh, yeah. You are not Sonder. Like, you are.
Oh no! What?
you are
I'm
blind.
Tempest right now.
Oh
You are Tempest right now.
If you run into him, can you show him my true form, Khalil?
Yeah. And I switch back to me.
Wait, it's lasted all this time because it only lasted an hour, right?
Yeah.
I think it would have ended around
Now.
what? Now?
Soon.
Yeah. In a bit.
I'm sure Wind will fill him in if she hasn't already.
Yeah.
So she was looking me up and down.
But you were honest about your names, and I think at this point, that was at least a good start.
Yeah, I still kind of look like me anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Owen Wilson's nose, but that's about it.
But it's the other way.
Oh my god. Okay.
Better
So-
Owen Wilson than Voldemort.
Also true. All right. So, who goes to go fetch Wind because she's sitting outside. She's not in here.
I guess I will.
Okay.
Just get.
You see her like lounging back in a chair, her feet up on an empty table, and this this section is basically like a little hallway that has like 4 doors, which you imagine are like 4 separate private dining room chambers, and then there's like this whole other section of seating and tables that's just empty. So it's like a closed section, right, that they haven't used, and she's just sitting up at one of the tables with her feet up on the her boots up on the table, and is just like taking these little minuscule bites of her dessert as she waits for you, puts it down on the table, sits up. So
I do hate to keep you waiting, but I do love to watch you lounge.
given time, it seems like we might have plenty of time to do plenty of lounging. If the situation presents itself, of course. So, what did you decide?
Well, some of us will be staying here, and some of us will be going to see Tall Bob.
You know, there is a very convenient system in place for traversing between the two. Not too terribly far. I will show you all the means to arrive here and there. That way, in case you wish to mingle, I'd hate to keep you separated from your darling friends. And
Well, for the time being, I at least don't have to be separated from you.
thank the stars for small miracles. Well, maybe not so small. She stands up and stretches. So,
where's Bob Barker?
Oh, shall I go and we go fetch your friends, and I will guide you.
Oh, he holds out the hand. It's the whole like sort of languid, flowy gesture to escort her along.
Can I ask him one thing while he goes to fetch wind?
Sure.
After my casting is done and it's all set to us, I just want to turn to the group and I'll be right back. And I want to go out, back to kind of like in the main area and look for Charisma.
Oh no.
Okay. If you are going to try and do that, you will have to go past where Ardren and them are seated. You have to go basically back around.
I just do one of those, like I let them have their moment, just walk.
While they're talking and as you go by.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just have to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. So walking out past the table that you guys had been at before, you see that Floria is in the process of resetting that table and is now like putting stuff back. And she goes, "Oh, yeah."
I just one quick thing before we leave.
Sure.
Do you know, is Charisma still around?
Yeah, she should
I just want
be.
to take a moment of her time. I know she's busy.
She should be right by the front desk.
Thank you, and I just want to, in passing, put 5 gold down on the table right in front of her.
You guys need to stop doing that. I'm going to get
what? And I keep walking.
Like she puts her hands on top, like shakes her head, and when she moves her hands like to continue setting the table, it's gone.
And I'll go politely beckon Charisma.
Sure. You see the oh shit. Hold on.
Oh gosh, I'm banished.
Bring! She's gone. You see there at the entrance, Charisma is like going over some paperwork at the desk, and she looks up at you. Yes.
So, I realize I was a bitch, but I was tired and hungry, but that's no excuse. So, as a token of my gratitude, I want to pay our bill. I know you said we were comp, but I want to pay it.
She swallows nervously. I appreciate the gesture. I may have judged and presumed, as I was not aware of who you people were. So I do apologize, and I'm offering my humblest apologies to the princess as well. It would be my pleasure to take care of you and your companions. I was left strict instructions on your upkeep.
It's very much appreciated and will not go forgotten soon. The food was really good here, by the way.
There is a moment of her like trying to swallow down a retort, and she's like, and we'll pass on your compliments to the chefs. We do pride ourselves in being the shining star here in Amrutla. We do our very best to serve everyone. She kind of smiles.
I very much felt just that, and I'll smile, very politely bow, and then go back to the group.
You can see her like she as you turn and go back, as she too is trying to swallow her initial reactions.
I like the idea that her internal monologue is like, that son of a bitch and his power play. Nice.
Basically, yeah.
Straight power move, bitch. Ah.
All right. By this point, Wind has come in back into the room with Ardren, and you await Kindred's return. She looks to all of you. So, dear Ardren here has told us that, or told me that some of you are wishing to stay with Tall Bob. back at the Sandworm's Brew. Is that correct?
Sure is.
That is one of a few safe houses we have. The eyes of Isodoros will keep an eye on the city for you. If need be, we can navigate you from one place to the other through a series of tunnels and bridges that connect the underside of this city. They will make sure to keep you out of sight as long as you follow their instructions. Now, those of you who are wishing to stay here, amongst whom would those be? She looks around. Excellent. As I told Andren, there is a way to somewhat quickly be able to go to and fro from the Sandworm to here. I will show you the passageway so that you might know how to quickly navigate. Once that is done, I will bring those who wish to come back here with me. And I will make sure that you are set comfortably in your rooms. Have you decided on what I will give you the time to decide what you wish to do while you are staying here. You wish to try and find something, do something. I can find work for you. If there are requests that you have, please do not hesitate to tell me or Bob. We will make sure that request is passed on to the right sources so that we might be able to aid you in this challenging undertaking you are about to endeavor. The meeting amongst the head shouldn't take long, so you shan't be waiting for too much longer.
So I mosey up to Iskra and I'm like, hey, in case you have some downtime, and I'll reach in my bag of holding and I'll pull out the copy of Hooked on Necrophonics.
Oh my god.
I totally take it happily. Like, thank you.
Oh wait, and I take this too, and I'll give you a quill and an inkwell.
This will be important. I was gonna ask Wind if she could help me look the part a little better here. Being able to speak the language is going to be key.
I just laugh because I picture like Iskra, but as a tabaxi. When she says look the part, I'm just like, Iskra cat.
The next time we see her, she's just doing this a lot.
Meow, meow, meow.
She's going to start a fight right now.
According to LV from last episode.
I'm about to say, yeah, but...
Oh, yeah.
That's perfect.
She's one of those cats that actually loves water.
Yep. Amazing. All right. Okay. So walking over to the wall, Wind pulls on the same candlestick and it opens the wall as it moves over to the side, revealing the passageway on the other side for you to enter into. And away you go. Following along what is like a carved was like a carved passage. It kind of opens up briefly now and then, and you get that sense or whiff of cave air that you recognize now from the last time that you had been in the underground. But this seems to be at a very high up place, and you can feel a little bit of that air kind of circulate past you from these little cut open spaces where the wall kind of just shows nothing but vast darkness, and you can hear that like odd shell-like sound that is over to the side. It's almost like when you put a shell up to your ear and you can hear that like odd ocean, but it's not. It's just like that weird like compression of sound. It's the same kind of thing, but just this vast open space on the other side there. And she leads you through passageway after passageway. She at one point brings out a torch that kind of lights the passage as you guys move along. It doesn't take long before this passage goes back through rock again and then out once more, and you get to a rope and wood bridge that, though not wide, is not terribly like single file narrow. It's sizable, but it kind of just goes off into darkness from where you can see. There are going to be a few of these bridges that connect buildings to rock and vice versa. Always remember, when crossing, keep your eye on your feet. There is a tell. Some of the wood planks are, shall we say, not the sturdiest. And we keep it that way in case of some who would try and stick their nose where it does not belong.
Or their feet. Ah.
Yes. You see, and she like takes a couple steps out and puts her boot to one particular plank that looks a little lighter colored than the others. Almost looks newer. These are the ones you have to watch out for. So make sure you have a light source whenever you are traveling. Now, come with me. And she leads you out across this rope bridge. And as she gets to each and they're not like consecutively spaced, they're at random intervals, but she stops and like shows you this one and this one and this one. Oh, thank you, B-Town, for the hydrate. Yes, making sure we
did have a posture
the posture check
earlier as well, so you know.
Thank you. Ugh. Okay. You start crossing this wooden bridge out across this expansive space. And it goes on and on. And it, like, as you guys are walking, it starts feeling like it kind of creaks and moves now that you are out in the middle of this space. But eventually you reach the other side. And you can see as you approach that this bridge comes up to the underside of what looks like a building. It's almost as if a building that had been mirrored above extends downwards out into the expanse of darkness around you. There is a steel door, a heavy like wood and steel door that is there. She takes a key and unlocks it. For the time being, while you are staying at either of these two places, I will leave this door unlocked. Nice.
Maskadoo?
Maskadoo? But this is the basic building of where the sandworm is. And the door opens. She leads you inside. In this hallway now, you find yourself in a stone like passageway, and leading you straight ahead, probably about 30 or 40 feet, there's a set of stairs that starts to curl its way up. And following that staircase, you start to get the scent of not just booze, but you get that like wood.
Jaeger?
Yeah, it's like a slightly woodsy scent, but with like a definite like whiskey or strong alcohol scent as well.
Jaeger.
And as she gets to one spot, the hatch that is above, like it leads you up to a floor, and the hatch opens upwards like this, and you guys step out into a similar barrel-laden underbelly of one of the buildings here, similar to the one that you guys had seen before. Welcome to the Sandworm. A place familiar, but from another vantage point. She takes you over to one of the barrels, now one that you recognize, and starts the mechanism that like allows the front end to kind of rotate up enough for you to slip into the same place that you guys had been to before.
Is she like having to like turn something like constantly?
No.
Okay.
Wait, which one?
It's like a crank or I don't know if it's like a crank or something she's doing to like open it.
It is not a No. It's just I'm trying to remember. Actually, let me see.
You said it was like a false barrel, but it like.
Yeah, it's just like a revolving door, basically. It doesn't like there's no crank to it. It's just the spigot you notice is up at the top, versus the spigot being down below. And so that's like the one tell that shows you which barrel to use, and it is. You then just kind of push on the door, and it kind of just revolves enough to where it like goes halfway out, and you crawl on underneath.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Once you go inside, you are led to that same little chamber that you had been to before. This time it is empty. But she presents those who want to stay here. There's plenty of space for you to rest or do what you need to, whatever you need to do here. I will go and tell Bob that he has his wards are back, and he will make sure that you are taken care of, whatever you need.
Before she leaves, I want to pull out thing from Ardrin and just kind of take her hand and like, bow and kiss her hand, and give thanks, appreciation, all that stuff. But I'm not as charming as him.
I mean, you can try and make a charisma check if you wish.
I will.
To see how well.
Charm person. No.
Every time.
Just straight. Nat 20. For a total of just straight charisma?
Yeah.
22.
22. All right.
Oh, he's growing up so fast.
Shut up, Dad.
Shut up, Dad.
It's pronounced daddy.
Yes,
oh no. She like is kind of taken aback at first by this sudden shift in display that you have given her here. Just like, of course, if there is anything that you might need, then please tell me, and I will do my very best to try and
I know you will.
help you out. Make yourselves comfortable. I will have Bob come visit you shortly. Those of you who would like to return to the Salted Prince, follow me. So she like steps back into the passageway that leads out the barrel and allows you guys a couple minutes. If you need to say anything before you leave, this is your time to do it.
Juices.
I mean, we are telepathically linked, so we don't have to do it here.
That's fair. All right.
Peace
So
safe, everybody.
I'll
all right.
just give a quick little nod bow to everyone else.
I'll be quizzing you next time I see you, Isker.
I don't know how to say I will be ready because that's a slightly more complex structure.
No.
but I will say, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Just ready.
Shouts Kanpai. Like, okay, cool. Yatta.
All right, ready. All right. So, Galil, Iskra, and Sol, you go back out, and as you go out, you see from down the way, the opposite direction that you came, a small little lizard head kind of poke its head out around the corner. It's kind of like, what? Who goes there? Who, what? And like, he like skitters down really quick. Like for like as small as he is extremely fast when he wants to be. And he like scoots rather quickly over and up to you guys. Who are you? Oh, Wind. Hi, Wind. Hello, everybody. I hadn't seen you. Did you come back up? Oh no, I'm so sorry. Were you supposed to come back up? I wasn't there to greet you. I apologize. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And looks over at Iskra and Galil and Sol. Oh,
it's okay.
Wait.
We flew.
Right.
You see him like start to panic as he starts to count numbers. He's just like, wait, there was more of you. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Did they get lost down below? Oh no, that's so sad.
No, they're okay.
They're just back there.
Oh, they're in the room. Oh, I was worried for a minute. I saw the Wind was here, and I was like, oh no, Wind had to do the thing that I was supposed to do, and I didn't let you back up, and I was supposed to stay there. I told myself I was going to stay there, but then I had to really go to the bathroom really bad, and I kind of stepped away for a minute. It was just for a minute. I really didn't mean to like upset you at all. I'm so sorry.
We took the detour. It wasn't your fault at all.
Wind is just like standing behind you guys, just loving all of this that is happening. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that everyone is safe and sound. All the limbs accounted for and everything, right?
So far, anyway.
Yeah, for now.
I'll hold out my arm.
Oh, that makes me feel a lot better. You guys were actually really nice to me. And, you know, I mean, not to say that that's rare, because Wind takes really good care of me all the time. But, you know, it's not very often that, you know, the people just come through here and then are led into the secret places that no one's supposed to know about. So I will go and check on the rest of your friends and make sure that they are okay. Yeah, okay. It was good to see you. Hopefully I'll see you again, and hopefully all your limbs will still be in one place.
Same to you. Thank you.
As long as I changed my mind.
Oh my god. Oof. That did a number. Okay. He goes and
That's
like
not water you're drinking.
he goes and like scurries into the room that you guys just left, and you guys are led down the passage back the way you came, basically towards the other place. Those of you in the room, Sonder, Arjun, Kidred, and Renan, you hear a quick like scampering of like feet and limbs and claws on the wooden path, and like a small lizard folk person pops into the room and was like, "Oh, hello! Oh, you all are here. I was not. I told your friends back out there. I was very sorry that I didn't come to greet you personally. I was supposed to be standing here. I have been standing here.
Hey, slow it on down. We're all good. Why don't we just sit down and have a drink?
I'm technically working right now, so I can't really drink, but I appreciate the offer. If you would like a drink, I can go get you a drink. That is definitely allowed. As long as you're staying here, you are guests of Isidorus and the rest of the sandworm. So, you know, anything you want, I will do my best to get for you.
Can we go on up to the bar, or are we kind of just like hunkering down here?
sure that it'll be completely okay. If you want to go up there, there's a little private bar that you can go to if you would like. It is well, I'll show you how to get there. But it is out of the way. Nobody ever goes there except for special guests of the day herds. So I can take you there. Just you're not gonna make a mess, are you?
Of course.
Arjun actually kind of pauses for a second. He looks at the others like, genuinely not knowing how to answer that.
Renan smacks Arjun on the arm. Of course not.
Good. All right. Wow. All right, let's go. I guess unless there's some other reason for you to stay here, that you are more than welcome to stay if you have more things to do. But if you're really thirsty, let's go. We can go right now.
All right, then lead the way.
Okay.
As we're walking out, I kind of lean over into, just lean down into Kindred's ear. Do you happen to know a spell that can slow him down?
Just the one.
I mean, not to get too mad about it, but a lot of the spells that Renan could do would slow someone right down.
That's also true.
Can you slow them down without stopping their pulse at the same time?
Well, see, now you're just asking for too much.
That's what I call moving the goalposts.
Or
for real.
I lean back into Renan. I'm like, or second thought, what if I speed him up? And I just kind of walk off, like let him ponder that idea.
I love the idea that the solution to every problem is let's overclock it and see what happens.
Let's see how long it lasts.
Where's the belladonna?
Renan sits there and like contemplates for a solid minute, like walks out to follow.
Alrighty. You four go off in with Tall Bob to get a beverage, and the other three go back to the Salted Prince. When you return, you are given rooms to stay in, and they are within what is considered the palatial suites of the Salted Prince. It is literally walls made of like quartz-like crystal salt, and each room that you are given is basically one whole level, like one consecutively above another, as there's like a staircase that kind of runs back and forth up one side along the cliff side, or in the cliff side, where this structure is like butted up against. And so the door is kind of like you have this whole is like a large room there. Large, very fancy. Large bed, lots of comfortable things, and for the sake of high fantasy, a rather large, like almost like brass tub for you to bathe in. Although, water in a giant salt structure may not make sense, but whatever, we're gonna go with it.
Well, that's why the tub is brass.
Yeah, it's fine. Keep the water in the tub and it'll be fine. But there is every amenity that you could possibly imagine, and as each one of you is dropped off onto your rooms, Soul, you are first, as it is closer to the bottom of the tower and thus has a larger space for you. The next would be Galil, and Iskra, you're placed up at top. Yours has a couple more windows to it, to where they can open up and afford you a view of the. If you are facing directly out from the door, to your left would be more of the city, whereas the right windows will look out over the vast desert plains outside of Amrutlar. But Floria, who is the one who guides you to your rooms, gives you each a key that you can lock etc. She also instructs you that there is a sort of like spa, like masseuse and such chambers down below that you can make use of if you so wish to have a nice relaxing massage. And as each of you are left, Wind tells you guys that if you need anything to tell Floria, and Floria will get in contact with her. For the time being, is there anything that you are wanting to do or inquire into?
So during this time, Sol is intrigued by the walls. He's going up to it, kind of like tapping on it and knocking on it and tasting it.
It is definitely salty.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
I'm gonna go ahead and then take a bath. It's in this tub, that one over there, the metal tub.
Yeah, of course. If that's where, I mean, we have. If you would rather like
getting undressed.
If you would rather a hot spring bath, then we do have those down in the spa section. But if this is something that you would like, then you would definitely are more than welcome to use the pool, the tub here. She doesn't seem at all. Surprisingly, it is close. It is not like it's not like a roomy tub for you, but it does fit you. It would literally swallow her. But everybody and normal human size, like plenty of space. For you, it's a little snug, but not by a lot.
Just,
I mean, you are given the biggest room for a reason. So this one is probably accustomed to larger guests. But yeah, 4-poster, was it like the post bed kind of thing set up? It's very, very nice. Lots of pillows, lots of lovely things. Okay. So in the meantime, Galil, Istra, anything that you guys are wanting to do, or just kind of like hang low and relax for the time being?
I'm actually gonna take a bath, but I'm also gonna be writing some letters while relaxing.
Okay. All right.
You have like one of those trays hanging across the tub.
Yep.
While you're in the tub, it's like you have your wine glass. A little plate of cookies there on the side as you're writing. Yeah.
It's gonna be 4 letters, by the way, and Aaron, I will message you who they are for.
You're gonna message me later. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Iskra, what are you doing?
Going into the room, I'll set my bag down on the bed, walk over to each of the windows, kind of look around, being a little bit more myself for a moment. Like, I've been a lot of places, but never a dig's as nice as this. And then, who is Floria there right now?
Sure. Yeah, you're the last one that she drops off, so Floria's there. Is there anything?
Wind run off already?
Yeah, she basically once she set you up with Floria, she just basically told you guys to let Floria know if you needed anything, and she knew how to get a hold of Wind.
Okay. Floria, since we're gonna be staying in a place as nice as this, do you think you could ask Wind to help set us up with some clothing that would be more appropriate for the venue?
Sure. Are you wanting something that speaks about your wealth, or are you wanting something that speaks more to particular position or something? What would you like?
Just something dignified.
Dignified. Okay. Yeah. I can definitely do something like that. Well, give me a little bit and I will see what I can find.
The idea is not to stand out.
Right. But to show that you belong here.
Precisely. Thank you.
I understand. Don't worry. Okay, yeah. I could, no problem.
And, Went mentioned work. I would be interested in some of that too.
Okay.
After things, well, just let her know.
Sure. There's. Just in case I'm not around. There are one of the eyes outside. They're watching the place, just in case. That's usually how I get my information to Wind if need be. There's going to be it could be a couple of people, but there's always a pair of eyes on the Salted Prince. Right now, there's a little girl just outside on the other side of the street, in the alley. You can see her playing with like a ball or something. Her name is Cess. You can go and
I walk over to the window.
Okay.
As she's saying this, and look down to see if I can spot her.
You see on the other alleyway this like precocious looking, probably like 9 or 10-year-old girl. I wouldn't say necessarily dressed in rags, but she doesn't look like she's well off. But she just has like a little rubber ball, and she's like bouncing it up, like hitting the ground, and it bounces off the wall, and she catches it. She's kind of like toying with it and playing with it. But she just seems like she's minding her own business. She doesn't even look like she's really paying attention to anything but the ball. But you just see her like bouncing and kind of playing. There's a couple other kids that are nearby that are also kind of playing with toys. So it just kind of looks, she kind of blends in. It's not like, what is this random child doing in an alley? But there are other little kids that are there around her. Yeah, there are other little kids there too that are kind of either chasing each other around and.
Little Steve McQueen down there bouncing balls.
Interestingly enough, this is probably one of the first instances of children that you have seen, like really on their own. You've seen kids like at the fair and those kind. There are kids in the city, but this is the first time you've seen them like unsupervised. But yeah, there in the alley, there's generally someone who watches. And sometimes you don't even know that they're watching. There's this one particular fellow that likes to put a box there and kind of hides in the box. I don't know. He's kind of weird.
Is he a goblin by chance?
Yeah. You've probably seen him, I'm assuming.
I think we're acquainted, yeah.
He's a Frank.
Chuckle a little.
Well, like I said, if ever you can't reach me and you need to reach Wind or any of the others, then you go to that alley. Usually there's somebody around.
You know, I wasn't sure how much you knew about all of this, so it's refreshing to know I can speak a little more plainly.
Doc Murdoch is a regular visitor of Charisma. And so we're not necessarily part of the body, I guess you could say, but we're acquainted. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that's it for now.
All right. Well, I'll be back in a little bit, and make yourself comfortable and enjoy your stay here.
Oh, if a Fire Genasi woman walks in, let me know, please.
Fire Genasi woman. Okay. I didn't even realize there was one in town. I'll keep an eye out, though.
Oh, there definitely is.
Oh, bad news?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure to keep an eye out. You'll be fine.
Doesn't know my face, though. Not yet.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. And then plus, with whatever I can find for you to wear, then you should be fine. I mean, I don't think that you'll have a problem. You'll be fine. All right.
Thanks again, Floria.
Of course. I'm gonna go check on your friends, make sure they're all right. and settled, and I'll see what I can do about that dress. Bye. She like goes and scurries out the door. Goes down to Galil's room and knocks on the door. Room service.
Come in.
Opens the door. I just wanted to check to make sure that everything was all right. You look like you've already made yourself comfortable.
Oh, yes.
All right. If there's anything that you need, just ring that bell over there.
Alrighty.
Okay, bye. And just close the door. Goes down to Soul.
Imagine, like all the bubbles have already disappeared from the bathwater.
But she didn't. I mean, she like was staying at the door. Yeah. She's not intruding.
Don't worry, I have thaumaturgy
right
and I'll help. I'll help with that.
Like,
Yeah, thaumaturgy, aka lush bath bomb. You can just make it smell and color the water. So she like knocks on the door. Hello, room service.
Hello. So Sol is in the tub, but you see kind of his arms and his legs like sticking out of the tub.
You're very much Witcher in the tub right now. Got it.
Sol, go get it.
Is there anything else that you need? Are you set?
What were you talking about that is downstairs?
There's like a little spa. Yeah. There's like a masseuse there, and they'll take care of you. Make sure that you're feeling good.
Masseuse? Okay.
Yeah, they kind of. I mean, it depends on how you like it. Sometimes like they can be real rough, and they'll like beat you with sticks until you tell them to stop. Some people like weird things, but for the most part, it's like they just kind of work out any of the knots that you have on your body. Sometimes the stress of the road or whatever occupation you guys have, sometimes it can be a lot. Sometimes it's a little nice to take care of yourself.
I can go there right now for it.
Sure.
He like stands up in the tub and like steps out of it.
Do you want me to take you there right now?
Okay.
All right. Well, sure. Come with me. And she just like opens the door and like lets you. Yeah. Tiny halfling woman leading giant naked furbolg through the halls of of the Ritz of the Thayan the Ritz. Dripping water everywhere.
Yep.
Okay. While that is going on, then we have Ardrin, Sonder, Kindred, and Renan, who have been led to the
whole hall.
Yeah, basically, it is kind of like a little hidden bar that definitely has the vibe of being like a private place. Yeah. Everything here, I mean, they were Goliaths, so everything here is like kind of tall and built around tall people. So you see that once he enters into the room, even before he gets into the room, there's like a little janitor's closet that he pulls out a rolling stepping stool, and he just kind of like runs along the hallway, kind of as he like makes all the
Belle with her roller ladder for the library.
Basically,
I'll take this one.
Yeah. He's just taking this side, like it's almost his size, so that he is like pushing it and he's like, having a hard time controlling it, and it's making all of the noises. It echoes across these hallways. But nobody seems to pay.
Would like it noted that it's actually built for Aaron's size.
It's all built Aaron's. Rude. Boo.
Where's the lie?
Boo. But he pushes this little thing along until he gets into this room, and then pushes it up to the counter, and thus starts to take care of like getting whatever drinks that you guys want. Yeah. This place is pretty much fully stocked, so whatever you want, I'm sure we can find something that you would like.
Oh, I'm a simple man. I just want like a nice amber ale.
Sure, yeah, I got that. I know exactly, just the thing. And he like dives down behind the bar and starts like, you hear like metal tankards flying, and he starts getting stuff together. But you know, is there anything that you guys wanted to do?
Ale, or do you have access to any liqueurs as well?
You can hear him like shouting from below the cabinet. He's like, yeah, I mean, we have all sorts of things. I'm sure I can find whatever you're looking for. Clang, 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 clang. Things go flying everywhere. And he like brings up a large tanker, puts it up on the counter, and this like puts up another like thing and starts like pouring from a thing that's like half his size.
Are these like what were they? Giants, not giants.
Goliaths.
Are these like Goliath-sized cups?
Mm-hmm.
They come in pints.
I'm getting one.
A shot is the red solo cup.
Yeah, basically.
I want to go sit at the bar next to Ardran and do you have Angry Orchard?
Oh no.
It's either that or Franzia. No.
Yeah. Let me see. And he like goes and you just see him pull a mason jar from under another counter and puts it on top, and you see the glass of the mason jar has a very angry looking tree on it that looks like something from a Halloween movie, just going like that. Maybe this?
I'll try it.
Okay, hope you like moonshine. And he's like starts pouring it into the thing. You can see a couple like apples, a couple of apples, apple slices, the little apple slices fall into your cup.
Oh, nice.
By any particular chance, do you know how to make a whiskey sour?
No, but I can definitely try whiskey and sour things. Got it. And he like goes and like finds stuff to.
Do you happen to have paper? I will write it down.
Nope, just tell me I've tried and figure it out. And he's like, any friends of the families are friends of mine. I'm gonna take care of you as best as I can. And just like gets whiskey.
I list off bourbon, lemon juice, syrup, orange wheel, and a cherry.
Oh my god. Wow.
I teach Small Bob how to make a whiskey sour properly.
Tall Bob. Tall Bob! I'm Tall Bob!
That's the way you made him, Hecko.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would like to kind of sit up next to Ardran while he's busy doing all of this stuff and just be like, so I noticed, what was that whenever you shook Doc's hand?
Right, I was gonna mention that when we weren't in front of them.
Dang it.
He's real cold to the touch.
Wait, what? Is that us thing, Aaron?
Huh? I was like, dang it. I was like switching music. I was like, hold on.
Like,
No.
Pokemon selection music.
Yeah.
Which was cute for Bob's thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, after hearing you say that, I'll be like, well, I think I know why. Couldn't quite place it, but and then I just kind of like pretend to take a sip because I'm already drunk from this moonshine, and then in your head only, you hear him and Wynn both had a aura of illusion magic around them. I don't know what it was for. I didn't want to pry and lose that trust immediately, but it was something.
Aaron, since she was hanging off of my first date arm at one point, all up in my personal space, did I go through any kind of illusion?
Mm-mm.
And did she feel when I like
it was only, and to clarify, it was only he that had the illusion magic on. They both had some like
minor items.
Yes, but he was the one that had. Yes.
Understood. My bad. So then that's what I say. Not only him, not him and her.
Arjun's going to kind of just sort of swirl the drink around a little bit, thinking, and add in that maybe might have something to do about how they have an arrangement with the Thans to begin with.
Well, just thought I'd tell you. I don't want to bring it just yet because I don't want to lose that trust, whatever it is. It may be nothing, it may be something, but it's there.
It's worth being aware of.
Cheers to that. Oh gosh, I don't want to sip this. Drunk.
Basically, as you as you take that first sip, it like curls the hair on your eyebrows, kind of like it is potent. Moonshine for Goliaths is nothing to shake anything at.
I think of that like in the rescuers where they give the moonshine to the dragonfly.
How's my drink?
Sour.
I think this is it, and sets it over for you.
Going to stick with water.
Oh come on! We have all of this. You want to stick with water?
The realization that I have something I can actually drink.
You put a little lime inside.
I'll put whatever you like. You sure you just want a lime? Okay. He goes
I think he knows that man's body is a temple.
Is there any drink that you enjoy yourself? It's all about. Doesn't have to be alcoholic. Something refreshing.
He like seems to think, and his like mouth moves around, and he's like, no, not really.
That thing where he like licks his eye.
No. No. I mean, I don't really get to drink often.
You should hydrate.
Oh yeah. I mean, it gets really hot here, so everyone who's not working generally are the ones who are drinking this kind of stuff. But I like making people happy, so whatever floats their boat or sand thing. Insert sand pun here. Yeah. If you want water with a lime, I'm your guy. And he like gets a whole lime and like sticks it into the glass of water. Water with a lime.
Thank you.
I mean, sure. He's like, all right.
Follow the direction to the letter.
Literally. It like plopped it in there like a giant green ice cube.
I'll take some water and like raise a lime up, and then using water whip, slice the lime in half and drop it back in.
Wow.
You never did say how my drink was, just that he gave it.
So
roll Constitution
as everyone pukes their guts out from alcohol poisoning.
I just take the sip because that's
No, how was the drink? Was it a whiskey sour?
Oh yeah, it was pretty close.
Have you perhaps tried this or something like it?
Is Aaron trying to do a scene transition?
No.
Right.
I mean, probably at one point or another.
Take a sip. See if you like it.
Arjun's gonna sort of grab Kendra by the shoulder to kind of bring him over to where this is slowly beginning to congregate and just. You mind or?
They in warheads, whiskey sour.
And do I die?
No, but it is very sour. I mean, it's literally sour. It's not like a whiskey sour. It is literally whiskey and something sour, but it's pretty
Roll
close.
For Renee Zellweger face or
oh no,
that's what the drink's called now.
It's a Renee Zellweger.
Can I get a Renee Zellweger?
Oh no. Amazing. Okay. So
I do fill 2 of my empty flask full of this moonshine because you never know when you need something flammable.
Oh boy.
And Rootler buckled a 1/4 inch.
Yep.
It's not what not. Sorry.
No, you're good. So for the time being, I was gonna say Silent Bob. Tall Bob like scurries out and away from you guys, kind of giving you your privacy. I'm just gonna be on the other side of the door. If you need anything, just shout. But also you can just open the door and like get me. I'll leave it open just a little bit.
Hey, Tall Bob.
Yeah.
Tall Bob.
Yeah.
Just remember, you're a champion.
Thank you. That was really sweet. No one's ever told me that before.
Takes another sip after you broke him.
It's just this loud,
Like
like, little...
I have that effect on people.
He just like runs over and like hugs your leg. Thank you. I really do try. But that's very nice of you to say. You person who I don't really know. But by the way,
I push him back from the hug just slightly and just shake his hand. He's like, name's Ardrin.
Ardrin, Bob, nice to meet you. Looks over at Kindred.
Kindred,
Bob, nice to meet you. Looks over at I was gonna say Renee. Renan. Oh my god.
Yes.
With a slight bow, Rana.
Bob, nice to meet you. Looks over at Sonder. Sonder. Nice to meet you. Yeah, Bob. Well, like I said, I'm gonna just be on the other side of the door. The door, it's gonna leave it open a little bitty crack. But I'm not gonna be listening, I promise. He puts his hands over his ears. I can't hear anything. So, once I'm on the other side of the door, I'll be fine. So if you guys wanna have, your own little private conversation or whatever, then you're in safe hands. So, I hate you, Taco. He goes outside and goes out there, and like you see the door open and like close just a little bit, but not enough for it to shut.
And he switches to a evil British accent, like he's in the Empire, and says, "They're in there. Get them, guys."
I would love to race that guy someday. Be a good monk.
That's what he would be.
Well, speaking of monk-like shenanigans, how are you doing after everything that happened down there?
I did not want to leave. We need to figure out that situation sooner than later. Before the prophecy takes hold.
Well, just so there's no misunderstandings, what is it that you kind of want to achieve with Fume? Because at the end of the day, we also kind of want to survive.
Fume needs to not exist anymore. Fume, the angry daughter of Tiamat. I don't know, I understand where her anger comes from, and I'd like to get to know more about her.
Go ahead.
I'm tired of ridding the world of these sons and daughters. They are confused, angry, scared. They don't know what they're getting themselves into.
So when you say Fume needs to not exist anymore, you're saying in a more figurative sense.
Right. At least I hope. That's enough.
And see, that's where you have me beat. Hands down. You always see the best in people, Sonder, but I just don't think that's gonna happen with her. I mean, I know you wanted that with Callistia. I know you want it with Fume. Sometimes people are just broke. And I know as much as you want to save everyone, you can't always do it. And if it means putting a few of them down to save the masses,
She deserves justice for what happened to her.
What happened to her? How do you know?
I had a vision of her hometown. I don't know. I'd like to investigate that a little more before ending her life. She's struggling inside. You can see it. Doubting herself. In her mind palace.
I'm sorry, what now?
If it's a lost cause, then I understand what we need to do. But if there's any possibility that she may change, I want to explore that avenue.
I will say this. I value you far more than I value her. But if you think there's a chance, I'll let you try. But if she comes after you, I'll kill her.
Deal.
I would say let's drink to that, but I can't do another sip of this.
I mean, you could.
Sergeant
But...
slides his beer over to,
Oh yeah, I know. We've already had like brunch and stuff from the earlier, so I'm pretty buzzed as is.
Looking at the counter, is there any sugar cubes that I could snag?
If by sugar cubes you mean building blocks, then yes.
Building blocks.
those little wooden building blocks that have like A, B, and A, you know, the alphabet and letters on them. You know, we had as kids. Yeah, there's some of those in a really large jar.
There's no like bartender sugar.
I mean, that's the equivalent of everything. Like I said, everything in here is just kind of large size. So,
okay, yeah.
So they're made of sugar. They just happen to be.
That's what I was like.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. no,
like
not Bill.
Children's.
Yeah, they're
blocks.
just huge because it's yeah.
Okay.
Tinker
I'm gonna,
toys.
break off a piece and mix that in my lime water, and then pour a little bit of that into Kindred's drink.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. That should be better.
Much.
Okay.
Okay, now we can toast. And
lime sugar.
Put the lime in the cup. No, but while keeping the company of everyone right here, just drinking, talking, I will start to pull out all the stuff that Isker kind of gave to me and just kind of start sorting through it all and seeing what we got.
Okay.
Just because I'm doing this stuff, guys, doesn't mean I don't want to talk. I'm just kind of going through it.
I just still want to talk to you. Just not right now. There are.
I certainly appreciate the suggestion to get out of the underground warrens.
Sorry, who is he saying it to?
He's
Strictly anyone, but I suppose you are the one that offered to get us. They're like asked to get up to the bar.
Oh, okay. I was confused about like at what point.
Just happy to not be underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you're feeling a little bit more at ease.
Certainly.
Well, you're not molten as bad as you were earlier.
That is a severe exaggeration. A varial only molt every 100 years or so.
Oh my god.
It happens. It does happen.
You got a little. Yeah, don't worry about it.
As soon as everybody turns around, he's like,
got him.
Beautiful.
I just marked down like Ardrin 1, Renan 0.
2 for Ardrin tonight, I think.
As you are looking things over, Kindred, a lot of this is written in a cipher. It might take some time to crack, but you should be able to. That which is not written in a cipher You
Okay. So I have the linguist feat, so I think it lets me do something with ciphers.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no, it lets me create ciphers.
Create
You tell as well.
Yeah,
My bad.
but so I mean, like I
Cipher,
said,
no,
I knew that you would be able to like decode it relatively
I
quickly,
can roll
but
an investigation check to decipher it.
Yeah,
if I can.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. 17 and 9. 26.
26. It may not take you too long, but it's going to take a little bit of time to
Especially half buzzed.
Especially half buzzed and not fully focused as like the conversation continues or whatever. But looking over this, your heart starts to pound a little faster. These are a mixture of, you can see some of it's written in Arcanum, and it talks, and like going by the pictures, it looks like these are notes on experimentation with some sort of crystalline or quartz-like substance. You see some that were looked to be quartz that have been placed within some sort of canister. And with it, markings of some sort of summoning spell.
Like a canister?
Like something that is placed into
a body?
No. Well, not that size. It's hard to determine how big the crystal that they are showing compared to what it is without cracking the cipher first. But basically, they are creating some sort of detonation, perhaps a timed something with fireball and its release at the same time. Basically, making some sort of bomb with these things.
I don't know how to do that. No.
There is also some papers that seem to delve deeper into like necromancy, but reanimating, but also with tinges of transfiguration. No, is it transformation? Transmutation. Thank you. I was like transfiguration, trans something or other. It's transmutation. With transmutation as well as necromancy. And you see a couple of drawings of the Dolgons. And it seems like a lot of these paperworks have to do with like seem to be notes written in the cipher about these various projects.
Okay. How do you spell the Dogons again?
Hold on, let me double check.
Just sorry.
No, it's okay. I think it's DOL. Yeah, DOLGAUNT.
GAUNT.
Dolgont.
Okay.
As you are looking over these papers, and is there anything else that you four wanted to say or do in the meantime?
Oh shit, what's up?
Casual chit chat, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, I think after like a couple of days wandering, or was it a day or a couple of days wandering around in the Undercroft?
It's literally been one. It's
like a day.
Yeah,
like a day and a half.
It's been a night. It's been a night. It felt like a lot, but it was basically
day
a
and a
night.
half could be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like after all that, it's the sort of dialing down period where you're kind of just reaching that, like just slowly turning off.
Right. Okay. In which case then, Soul, you are treated to a luscious massage and learn all about what masseuse does, and it is an amazingly relaxing time.
Well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Soul is very sensitive, so there's going to be a lot of squirming, a lot of laughing,
fair enough,
noises and stuff. So,
an accidental kick.
Possibly. Oh. Yeah, possibly.
Helga didn't look great before. She's not going to look that great now.
I don't know how far down the spa is, but people upstairs probably could hear him laughing from time to time.
I love it.
Fair enough. Adorable. Galil, you finish out your letters, the last of which you stare at there on the table with everything as you seal it with the wax. Your attention goes out to one of the windows as you just kind of sink back into the pool of water and ponder. Iskra, what are you doing?
She's not completely unwound from her time down there in the underground yet, and everything that we went through, so she's kind of pacing around this big fancy room, not sure what to do with herself just yet. And then she's gonna go ahead and sit on the floor and pull out her Santor and sit cross-legged and set it in front of her, and just try to meditate for a minute, take her hammers and start to play something. Try to center herself and feel the elemental forces of the place, kind of reconnect a little.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a moment where it's just kind of hard to imagine how not but hours ago the fear of running for your life had been coursing through your veins as you guys had fled the Luthera's hammer just outside the city. And as you kind of play, you look out one of the open windows that look off into the direction that you guys came in, and you just kind of have that wistful moment for a minute, thinking that you guys, not that long ago, been flying for your lives across that desert, coming this direction, and now find yourself in such comfy, cozy, and easily disarming environment. But you know that as you look over the other direction in this top pinnacle room, you see not too far down the way, the large obsidian structure jutting from the side of the plateau wall that this building kind of butts up against, and how imposing it looks, and all of the things that will be coming up shortly. And
I
that
let
is
this conflict relate in my music. Just the clash between what is next and the open plains.
Yeah.
Crescendo.
Alrighty. So, as we settle down for this session, closing off on a...
Oh no, you're lagging. Is it?
Oh. Now it's coming back. I see it. It turned to green.
Okay, no, you're back. You're back. Okay.
Yeah, you were like in and out.
Almost.
I was like, no, tell us.
No! As we go ahead and wind down for this session on a somewhat peaceful note compared to the last one. We have
Just the eye of the storm.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong, as everyone seems to be having a good time, not bothered by anything. Everything's fine.
We each get our own fume show up.
No.
When you were alone, I was there too.
We transition to a new scene.
Oh no.
We can't just end it on a nice, happy,
We
good
are.
friends moment.
We are
I know,
ending on a
right?
nice, happy, good friends moment. Definitely, for sure.
I'll be there for fume.
Like she wants
Mage-
to, deep inside.
Mage Skethris sits in his quarters.
Oh shit.
He leans back in his chair and writes some notes into a spell book.
Oh fuck.
He looks over his shoulder at the door. That's strange. He thinks to himself. He reaches back and rubs a hand up against the back of his neck. Looks around the room. Who's there? He senses something and stands slowly. Hello? Show yourself. The voice that responds doesn't come from outside, but instead from inside.
You were observant, weren't you, when you peered into that dying guard?
He raises an eyebrow. Was I?
Spotted something you didn't expect?
I suppose I did. He sits down at the desk. And who might you be? And as he listens to the response, he leans back in the chair. And that is how we will end tonight.
Call
If you
me
don't-
Strawberry.
Shortcake.
I was about to say, if you don't introduce yourself as Strawberry, I'm disowning you.
Oh my.
Magnifique.
The voice laughs.
Peculiar name.
Is that how? Oh,
No, you're good. That's it.
is that how you know when you get your mind infected by strawberries? You start smelling strawberries.
You start
you
craving
don't
them
smell
like,
you
oh.
don't smell toast, you smell strawberries. That's how you know
Yep.
the end is coming.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh boy.
She's making her way. Making her way downtown.
The whole time we're fighting they, when really we need to be fighting strawberries.
Well, she's infiltrating.
And I
For
love
us.
that I just came up with that on a whim, just being funny, and it's stuck.
It's wonderful.
I love it.
It is. It's glorious.
Makes me so happy.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for yet another wonderfully entertaining session. Looking forward to where
This one was fun.
looking forward to thank you for putting me through my paces today. Jesus Christ. I was like, why don't we just go back to a dungeon where I don't have to worry about NPCs ever? Thank you.
You were a diverse array of NPCs. Floria, Doc Murdoch, Wind, Tall
Charisma.
Bob, all very different people.
My power lesbian play against her.
Oh my god. All right. Well, on that note, we will see you next week for Starcrossed and then Game of Santos. For those of you who want to hang out with us Saturday on Tap Down Tabletop, I will see you on a different screen and a different side of the screen. We'll see how well I can do with only one voice for one whole session, because that's freaking weird.
True.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I only have one mind? What are you talking about?
Each of us be the DM.
Oh my god.
That'd be fun.
You can have y'all fight a giant cloud.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to see, like, each of our different takes on it.
I mean, you could be a character with schizophrenia and talk to yourself.
Again, there's the game Everyone is John, where we get to play that exact thing.
Yes. Yeah. So on that note, we'll see you next time. You guys have a great night. Stay fey. Be brave, knights. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, God.